WAPT News.
Candace, thank you. New at 10, police left the scene of the bank robbery to work this wreck. They say road rage could be to blame for the accident. It happened at the intersection of Lake Harbor and Old Canton Road in Ridgeland. We're working to find out more about this one. Authorities say their main focus right now is catching the bank robber. The Bay St. Louis police chief is dead tonight. Authorities say he shot himself after being suspended without pay. It happened this afternoon in the parking lot of the Bay St. Louis Police Department. The mayor had a meeting with Chief Mike DiNardo. Authorities say the mayor suspended him in the meeting. The suspension was pending an investigation being handled by the sheriff's office. We're told shortly after DiNardo shot himself in the parking lot.
Personnel matters going on. You know, it's difficult for a police officer when he's relieved of his duty. So maybe that played into it. You know, I can't speculate. It's tough. It's you know, I mean, he's like a father figure to a lot of those guys, so you know, it's tough.
Officials are not releasing details about the investigation. We're working to gather more. Look for updates on this story on our mobile app. Hinds County deputies seized 8 pounds of pot, cash, and weapons from a house in Jackson.
We'll say they both now reside at the Mason Inn, and we will leave a light on for you.
Now, deputies say a tip led them to a house on Craft Street. Officers claim they found weed, an assault rifle, 2 handguns, and more than $600 in cash. They arrested Terrence Brent and Akira Galloway at the scene. Sheriff Victor Mason says drug dealers should take this as a warning.
We are going back. We're going back. We may go back tonight or tomorrow night. We may be going back now. You're looking at me on your flat screen. So we're going back. People in Sub 1 can sleep well tonight knowing that we'll be monitoring that area for a while. The gunfire on the unknown cars from other counties, all that's going to stop.
Both of those suspects are facing charges tonight. Mason says if you have any tips about drugs in Hinds County, call Crime Stoppers. The Hinds County District Attorney and ADA are facing felony charges, and today we asked, how does that impact the local court system? We just spoke with the defense attorney whose client is being prosecuted by one of the indicted Hinds County prosecutors. The client wants to know what this means for his case. Attorneys who spend a lot of time in the courthouse are also concerned that the criminal docket could come to a stop and that cases may not move forward.
I think it's fair for people to ask the question of whether or not the DA's office can function properly, but you know, the DA's office is more than just one person. There are other capable people in that office who I assume will be able to pick up the slack. I don't think that this undermines everything that happens going forward.
The DA has not been convicted and is still in charge of the prosecutor's office. If convicted, Smith would be removed from office and the governor will appoint a replacement until there's a special election. A woman in Clinton thinks someone used a skimmer to steal her credit card numbers at a gas station. Clinton police say the woman noticed charges on her card from a Clinton restaurant. This is video of a woman picking up that order. They say someone also spent $200 online. Officers are looking for the woman in this video. Call Crime Stoppers if you know who she is. Jackson police arrested a man after a home invasion and attempted rape. 16 WAPT's Ann Parker reports that woman is 67 years old.
A violent home invasion on Holland Avenue. Jackson police say someone kicked open a 67-year-old woman's back door and tried to rape her around 4 o'clock Thursday morning. Just minutes after we got on scene, detectives arrested the victim's 29-year-old neighbor from across the street.
That is him. When you look at the picture, that's him walking with a cup in his hand. That's him. Joshua Young, 29.
Family members say Joshua Young has lived across the street from the 65-year-old woman for years, and police say he's a city employee.
He's been like a family member to us, so we know him a long time. Yeah, a long time. For him to be so close to our family, you know, to do that.
Yeah, like it was like crazy.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of this case, we are keeping the victim's family members' faces off camera. But those family members say Joshua Young had done odd jobs at the house for years.
Take out the trash, cut a yard, you know, help her. If she needs something, then her children out there, he'll go to the store and get it for her. So with him doing it, it's like threw my whole mind off. When they called me, I was like, Josh did that?
I think he was on drugs. He was on drugs real bad, and that's what made him do what he did.
Without any fire and protection to take care of myself, I would have been hurt.
Xavier McDonald says she lives nearby, and she says she had to call 911 just a few hours earlier about a suspicious man on her front porch.
When he saw all my lights come on, he jumped off my porch and took off on this street right here.
She's afraid someone was targeting women in her neighborhood.
Whoever he is, he done been sitting up walking around this neighborhood. He done watched us.
But McDonald says she's prepared with an AR-15 and other weapons if anyone tries to attack her.
I have a 45 and 357 Magnum that I sleep with.
Meantime, the 67-year-old victim went to the hospital with minor injuries, but she is going to be okay.
By the grace of God, there's nothing worse happen to her.
In Jackson, Ann Parker, 16, WAPT News.
Police charge Young with burglary and attempted rape. He's behind bars awaiting his first appearance before a judge. A Lowndes County grand jury indicted a cop for his role in shooting and killing a man. Prosecutors say Kenyon Boykin killed Ricky Ball last month. Now, we have body cam video of the moments before the shooting. Officers say they stopped Ball for a traffic violation and he just took off. Boykin claims Ball pulled a gun while running, and that's why he opened fire. The body cam video cuts out before that incident. No word yet on Boykin's formal charges. The Madison Board of Supervisors fired their emergency management director today. Lawmakers voted to remove Butch Hammock Tuesday. The vote passed 4-1. Hammock worked as the county emergency management director for the past 12 years. He says he was surprised by the news of his firing, and he prayed for the board after he found out.
It's been a wonderful opportunity. We're thankful for it. And if I was given that opportunity again, I would do it. And I left with my head held high, I left with my integrity intact, and thankful for every day I had there.
He says he was notified of the board's decision by phone Tuesday morning. Wells Fargo fallout. A new lawsuit claims thousands of workers ripped off customers. Find out why coming up. But first, music lovers are having a ball in Jackson right now. We'll tell you more after the break.
It's going to be a great start to Friday. Lots of sunshine, temperatures upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. And that sunshine really going to heat it up tomorrow. All right, how's the weekend looking? Football weather. It's all next. You're watching 16.
This is 16 WAPT News live at 10, the one to watch.
Sky's clear. We got a half moon out there. It's been a very nice evening. Hot this afternoon, 93, 71 was the low this morning. Friday sunrise, 6:41. So right now we are at 75 degrees and the real feel is 75. It is feeling good out there. There's no wind and we have a chance to drop below 70 degrees tonight. Forecast of 68, 69 for the low. The last time we dipped below 70, the 1st of July. So we got a streak of 69 straight days, 70 or higher. Slight drop in the humidity. Even though it was hot this afternoon, you certainly could feel the difference. Didn't have the oppressive heat, and the temperature in real feel was the same. So here are your temperatures right now. A little bit muggier up towards the delta, and you can see temperatures there feeling like mid-80s with a combination of temperature and relative humidity. So for this late in the evening, dew points in the 60s, very comfortable. The dew point got close to 60 here in Jackson this afternoon, but there's the dry air from Tupelo kind of nudging right on in to the central part of the state. The low this morning was 69 in Macomb. So the difference when that dew point's in the 70, 75, it just feels tropical out there. Today it dropped down into the not bad area. Over the weekend, unfortunately, it's going to go right back up to tropical feeling outside. So tomorrow evening, high school football time. I think tomorrow evening for much of the viewing area is going to feel like it did this evening. However, it looks like it'll be pretty muggy down towards Brookhaven, Macomb, and then again right along the Mississippi River County. So some varying conditions across the viewing area. And then as Friday night progresses into Saturday, dew point number climbs. This high pressure area, which did bring the drier air, is going to be weakening, and moisture from the Gulf will return and it will get humid. Notice the showers and storms just off to our north. There is a weak front up here. Unfortunately, the front will not have enough gas to push through here. Saturday, in North Mississippi could trigger off a evening isolated storm, and then as it washes out, dissipates on Sunday, there is a chance of a couple thunderstorms popping up in central Mississippi. 69 your low tonight, clear, starry skies, 92 tomorrow, hot September sunshine. 7-day forecast still featuring lots of 90s. The humidity will be back over the weekend, so we'll have some real feels between 95 and 100. And my long-range forecast really does not forecast the heat to break anytime soon. Right now, it looks like temperature is going to be in the upper 80s to mid-90s right on through the 3rd or 4th week of September, so no heat relief anytime soon.
But this is really good jogging weather for people that go at night, right?
Well, the humidity drops, it's a lot more comfortable. That's no doubt about that.
David, thanks. Right now, people are listening to music at the Catfish Head Distillery in downtown Jackson. And it sounds pretty good. It's all for the 57th annual Jackson Symphony League Ball. Dozens showed up to enjoy food and live music. The event is a fundraiser to support the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra and their work with the community.
We're coming together to celebrate our rich musical history of Mississippi and also to celebrate this wonderful treasure we have in Mississippi that is the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra.
Those attending had dinner while they listened to music. It ends tonight at 11. Wells Fargo fallout. Thousands of employees fired and the company owes millions. Find out why. Plus, the World Trade Center American flag that went missing nearly 10 years ago is found. Details coming up. And Callaway and Forest Hill battle in a showdown. Highlights are on the way. You're watching 16 WAPT News at 10, the only. Wells Fargo has been hit with a more than $180 million fine. An investigation revealed thousands of the bank's employees opened millions of unauthorized accounts. More than 5,000 employees have been fired. The bank will also compensate customers who had to pay fees for charges they didn't make.
Wells opened accounts without customers' permission, that they used customers' private, personal information to do so, that they failed to apprise customers that they had opened accounts on their behalf.
Former workers say they were under pressure to meet sales goals. A Missing America flag is headed to a museum. Firefighters put the flag at Ground Zero after 9/11. It's been missing for more than a decade. A man says a widow of a 9/11 victim gave him the flag. He turned it over to Washington police, and experts found out that it's the flag from Ground Zero. The flag is now on display at the National September 11th Memorial in New York.
In a museum that is filled with such deeply powerful artifacts, this newest of artifacts is certainly one of the most emotionally and historically powerful.
I agree. They're trying to figure out how the flag ended up 3,000 miles from home. Delaware police shut down a highway after a semi-truck carrying pennies overturned. The truck even caught fire. The pennies were blank and officials closed the road to clean everything up. The truck driver only had minor injuries and was treated at the scene.
Yeah, I wish my boss would tell me that. Folks, that's exclusive locker room footage. You only get that on WAPT. Forest Hill hosting Callaway. First quarter, Chargers up 7-0. Tyrus Jones gets doubled. Aaron Odom being AO sack and forced fumble. He had 3.5 sacks in the first half. That's why he's headed to MSU. That led to this. Tyrese Winford airs it out to Malik Heath. Huge game to put the Chargers in the red zone, and LaKenneth Thompson caps off the drive to push the lead to 14 with the EP. 5:54 left in the first. There you go, Malik, I hear you. With just under 2 minutes left in the frame, the Patriots would get on the board. Anthony Davis goes Sean Alexander mode with the 3-7. Told the waitress he had reservations for 6. That TD cut the lead in half, 14-7. However, Callaway the victor in this one. Final